Today, we are making one of my all-time favorite French bistro dishes, steak tartare. That's right, steak tartare at home. It's possible. It's really easy. What's going on, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Matt, a self-trained home cook, and on this channel, we show you how to make delicious food in your home kitchen. Today, we are making steak tartare at home. This is one of my all-time favorite French bistro dishes. People can get freaked out by it. Raw meat. I know, but if you follow some basic hygiene practices and you're getting some good quality meat, it'll be fine. Actually, it'll be better than fine. It's delicious. First time I made this dish, I thought this is something that's reserved for fancy Michelin-starred restaurants, or you could only have it in Paris at bistros. But we can make this at home. Let's get going. Our steak tartare starts off with steak. You can use a few different kinds of cuts. Sirloin is a really great cut because there's not a lot of fat. Tenderloin works as well. It's really expensive, but you can use it. I would try and avoid some of the fattier cuts of meat, like a ribeye, for instance, wouldn't be a great cut to use for our tartare. The first step in creating our tartare is preparing our steak, which means we need to cut this down into small chunks. This is where there's a bit of leeway. Some people will grind this. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think this is a great opportunity to practice our knife skills. I'm just going to trim off some of the extra fat and sinew from this. So now that we've got this cleaned up, we can cut it down into our small cubes, whatever size that you want. Stack the slices of beef once across the center and then once the opposite direction to make our cubes. You could just repeat that with the rest of the beef. And in a few short minutes, you will have cubed beef ready for your tartare. Let's set this aside for now. Clean up the cutting board after all the raw meat that was on here. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Now we're gonna make the dressing part of our steak tartare. Start with some eggs, just the yolks. Separate bowl for the whites. One egg yolk, some Dijon mustard, a couple of anchovy fillets, finely chop these. Add these to my bowl. And then with a fork, I'm gonna mix this really well. Stage number 2, we're gonna add some flavorings. Ketchup, yes, I know, ketchup. Bit of Worcestershire, however you're supposed to say that word. Bit of Tabasco, maybe a bit more Tabasco. Fresh pepper, and let's mix all this in. Bit of sunflower oil. You could use really any neutral flavored oil that you have. Avoid the olive oils or the big sort of heavy, strong tasting oils. Something neutral, something light is going to allow the other flavors to shine. Drizzle this in while whisking. A little bit of brandy. You're supposed to use cognac, but I just have Spanish brandy. It's gonna have to do. You can omit this part if you want. So what you have at this point is a really thick salad dressing. So we're gonna set this aside and do step number 3, additional flavorings that we're gonna put in. Set this aside. 4 additional components are gonna make up our dressing: an onion, some capers, some cornichon, and some parsley. Let's cut all of this down. Now I can just fold all of these into here. And gently fold this all together.
What does folding the cheese mean?
He folds it in.
Do you fold it in half like a piece of paper and drop it in the pot?
And last but not least, our meat goes into our dressing. Fold it all to combine.
You say fold in one more time.
It says fold it in!
I like steak tartare pretty cold, so I'm gonna put this in the fridge with the plate. I'm gonna serve it on for about 15 minutes.
A few moments later.
Steak tartare has been in the fridge for about 15 minutes or so, so it is cool. Not cold, cool. This is what it looks like so far. You could just put this right on the plate and serve it, and you know, that would be fine. But we're gonna get a little fancier. I'm gonna use a ring mold, and we are going to create something that looks pretty nice. Flatten it out. This could go back in the fridge to really help it set, but I'm pretty hungry, so we're going to unmold it now. Ooh, that looks pretty. Let's give this a try. If you like, French food, this just reminds you of being in a bistro in Paris. It's beef, so it's going to be a little bit heavy, and it's got an egg-based salad dressing. It's still a bit of a heavy dish, but when it's served cold, it's fantastic. It's a really, really great, either a light dinner, really good for a lunch. All in all, one of my absolute favorite French dishes. So hope you get a chance to give this a try. Leave a comment if you've had a chance to make this before. Of course, like and subscribe to the channel. Want to see more videos? Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. I think this video needs a lot of French music in the background. I could probably eat this whole thing myself.